Hey guys, today we are going to read the Civics Class 10th Chapter 1 Power Sharing, Part 2 Forms of Power Sharing. The idea of power sharing has emerged in opposition to the notions of undivided political power. For a long time, it was believed that all power of a government must reside in one person or group of persons located at one place. It was felt that if the power to decide is dispersed, it would not be possible to take quick decisions and to enforce them. But these notions have changed with the emergence of democracy. One basic principle of democracy is that people are the source of all political power. In a democracy, people rule themselves through institutions of self-government. In a good democratic government, due respect is given to diverse groups and views that exist in a society. Everyone has a voice in the shaping of public policies. Therefore, it follows that in a democracy, political power should be distributed among as many citizens as possible. In modern democracies, power sharing arrangements can take many forms. Let us look at some of the most common arrangements that we have or will come across. Power is shared among different organs of government, such as legislature, executive, and judiciary. Let us call this horizontal distribution of power because it allows different organs of government placed at the same level to exercise different powers. Such a separation ensures that none of the organs can exercise unlimited power. Each organ checks the others. This results in the balance of power among various institutions. Last year, we studied that in a democracy, even though ministers and government officials exercise power, they are responsible to the parliament or state assemblies. Similarly, although judges are appointed by the executive, they can check the functioning of executive or laws made by legislatures. This arrangement is called a system of checks and balance. Second, power can be shared among government at different levels. A general government for the entire country and governments at the provincial or regional level, such as a general government for the entire country, is usually called federal government. In India, we refer to it as the central or union government. The governments at the provincial or regional level are called by different names in different countries. In India, we call them state governments. This system is not followed in many all countries. There are many countries where there are no provincial or state governments, but in those countries like ours, where there are different levels of government, the constitution clearly lays down the powers of different levels of government. This is what they did in Belgium, but was refused in Sri Lanka. This is called federal division of power. The same principle can be extended to levels of government lower than the state government, such as the municipality and panchayat. Let us call division of powers involving higher and lower levels of government. Vertical division of power. We shall study these at some length in the next chapter. Here you can see a cartoon in which in 2005 some new laws were made in Russia giving more powers to its president. During the same time, the US president visited Russia. But according to this cartoon is the relationship between democracy and concentration of power. Can you think of some other examples to illustrate the point being made here? Third, power may also be shared among different social groups, such as religious and linguistic groups. Community government in Belgium is a good example of this arrangement. In some countries, There are constitutional and legal arrangements whereby socially weaker sections and women are represented in the legislatures and administration. Last year, we studied the system of reserved constituencies in assemblies and the parliament of our country. This type of arrangement is meant to give space in the government and administration to diverse social groups who otherwise would feel alienated from the government. This method is used to give minority communities a fair share in power. In Unit 2, we shall look at various ways of accommodating social diversities. Power sharing arrangements can also be seen in the way political parties, pressure groups, and movements control or influence those in power. In a democracy, the citizens must have freedom to choose among various contenders for power. In contemporary democracies, this takes the form of competition among different parties. Such competition ensures that power does not remain in one hand. In the long run, power is shared among different political parties that represent different ideologies and social groups. Sometimes this kind of sharing can be direct, when two or more parties form an alliance to contest elections. If their alliance is elected, they form a coalition government and thus share power. In a democracy, we find interest groups such as those of traders, businessmen, industrialists, farmers, and industrial workers. They also will have a share in governmental power, either through participation in governmental committees or bringing influence on the decision-making process. In Unit 3, we shall study the working of political parties. Let us revise. Here are some examples of power sharing. Which of the four types of power sharing do these represent? Who is sharing power with whom? The Bombay High Court ordered the Maharashtra state government to immediately take action and improve living conditions for the 2,000 odd children at seven children's homes in Mumbai. The government of Ontario state in Canada has agreed to a land claim settlement with the Aboriginal community. The minister responsible for Native Affairs announced that the government will work with the Aboriginal people in a spirit of mutual respect and cooperation. Russia's two influential political parties, the Union of Right Forces and the Liberal Yabloko movement, agreed to unite their organizations into a strong right-wing coalition. They proposed to have a common list of candidates in the next parliamentary elections. The finance ministers of various states in Nigeria got together and demanded that the federal government should declare its sources of income. They also wanted to know the formula by which the revenue is distributed to various state governments. So, with this, we have come to our end of the chapter. Thanks for watching.